Hello, I'm Pep Rosenfeld, and Salesforce and I welcome you to this episode of Leading Through Change. This one will focus on service. In these times of tremendous global challenge, businesses are faced with increased pressure to continue to serve their customers in a consistent, personalized way across all touch points and enable their service organizations to continue working wherever they're located without breaking the bank. It's imperative to deliver a human-centric customer experience that is personal, empathetic, and trusted to help organizations remain resilient, support their employees, and care for their customers. Learn how organizations are using Customer 360 service to deliver human-centric service to accelerate growth through disruption and adapt to the changing needs of their business, employees, and customers, from home to the contact center to the field. Let's get to it.
Good afternoon and welcome to this second episode of our Leading Through Change webinar series. I'm Jo Brett and I work in the service product marketing team here at Salesforce, and I'm so excited today to welcome you to this session where we're going to be talking about how you can deliver a safe and reliable field service experience. Right now, COVID is taking an incredible toll on the world globally in all organisations. However, sometimes these crises can actually create opportunity for businesses who are looking therefore to restart, re-energise and reimagine customer service and field service. So let's have a look at what we're going to be talking about today. Firstly, we're going to discuss the challenges that many field service leaders around the world are facing today. I'm then really excited to welcome Rebecca McKenzie from our product marketing team and Frank Zamora, the CIO of Acciona Agua, who will be talking about how they are using Salesforce to power their essential services. I'll then be sharing with you some useful resources that will allow you to deliver a smarter, healthier, and safer service. But for now, let's get started. As we know, organisations have pressing service challenges. And right now, they're facing massive transformation faster than ever before. As businesses reopen, service workers across the business are having to continue to meet or even exceed those customer expectations. And therefore, there are many increased pressures on the service leaders to meet those challenges. Globally, we've been talking to many of our customers and asking them around the challenges that they've been facing through this pandemic. We've listed some here on this slide today. Firstly, and most importantly, one of the main challenges around keeping employees safe. Making sure that your workers have got the right safety equipment to go on the job and complete it in a safe way, and also keeping those customers safe as well. Another challenge that customers are facing is around prioritising work orders. With the new pandemic, there are many new jobs coming in that businesses just weren't having to deal with before. So how do businesses prioritise the work orders to make sure that those high priority ones are seen to first? And in some cases, emergency cases as well. Once those priority cases have been sought through, we then need to think around how we're going to schedule our resources. Have you got enough resources to cover the amount of work orders coming in? And how do you make sure that you've got the right technician going to the right job at the right time and making sure that that job is completed first time? Another huge challenge that we're seeing with our customers is around being able to provide that timely and quick response. There are more and more jobs coming in, and how do you offer that same level of service to your customers? Whether we feel it yet or not, a new age of empathy is underway, and as we emerge from this current crisis, leaders need to foster new ways of collaboration across the business and with their customers. In terms of field service, we focus heavily on safety. Employee health, their physical and mental well-being is so important more than ever before, and this has a correlation with morale. And as we know, morale has an increases customer satisfaction. During this crisis, we've discovered that companies are moving through 3 typical stages of response. The first stage is around stabilising your company. How do companies get up to speed with this massive unexpected change? They need to now focus quickly on employee health and safety, the financial stability of their business, and the operational decisions. It's all about managing that crisis as quickly as you can. Once companies have stabilised, they then need to think about how they're going to reopen their business and do this in a safe way. They also need to think about the ways and new ways that they're going to communicate with their customers. Once companies have then stabilised and reopened, there's an opportunity to start thinking about how you're actually going to grow your business. And with this, become a digital and more agile company. And this is all around prepping for that next phase, that next normal after the crisis. And Acciona Agua have done exactly this, which brings me very nicely onto their exciting story. I am delighted to welcome Frank Zamora, the CIO of Acciona Agua, the world leader of water treatment. Today, Frank will share with us, as one of the few essential businesses to have to stay open in Spain throughout the entire lockdown, they managed to adapt their field service operations to ensure that every single resident and community and business had access to clean and fresh water. And a big welcome to Rebecca McKenzie, our product marketing manager for Service Cloud at Salesforce, who will be running this exciting session today. So Rebecca, over to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Joe. And Frank, welcome to our session. It's so great to have you here. It's great to see you again. How are you doing today?
Great, Rebecca. Thank you for inviting me to this session.
Yeah, it's really great to have you. And you have so much experience with Salesforce, so I'm really excited to have this conversation with you and get some insight from you. So to start us off, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and also talk us through what your vision of service is at Acciona Agua?
Okay, great. Well, I'm Frank Zamora, as Rebecca was saying. I'm the CIO, the Chief Information Officer for Acciona Agua. That is the water company within Acciona Group. I'm responsible for providing IT support service and IT project deployment for all the different businesses within Acciona Agua all around the world, from Spain to Canada and Australia, right? And we provide this service to both businesses within Acciona Agua. First, the construction, designing and engineering of plant and water treatment facilities, and second, the operation and maintenance of water supplies industrial sets, right? Our vision of customer service is very important because we think we need to be close to our customers. We need to ensure our customer get water in a timely manner and get water in a efficient way, high quality water. And this is very important for us. So we need to have a complete view of our customers. We need to have a complete view of our customer management cycle within the water cycle. And based on that, we deliver all our services, both in the EPC, in the engineering, procurement and construction side, and also in the operations and maintenance of water facilities.
Great, thank you. And as you said, like a lot of your role is ensuring that customers can get access to fresh, high quality, clean water, which means that Acciona Agua was one of the few essential businesses that has had to stay open throughout the entire lockdown in Spain. So Frank, can you tell me a little bit about how the global pandemic has impacted the way that you operate and how you've adapted your field service operations in the last few months?
Well, that's right. I mean, water service, not only here in Spain, but also I think all around the world, have been one of the critical services who needs to be running up and running during the crisis, during the pandemic and the COVID crisis. So for us, it was critical to ensure the operations and to ensure the supply of clean water, not only to the population, but also to the health institution, to the hospitals, and also to the most vulnerable people within the society, right? So what we need to do, we're to focus on the most important things that we need to ensure during this crisis period. And it was to ensure that all the water installations and networks and the plant treatments and all the different industrial sets that are able to provide the water to the environment, we're up and running and continue working. And on the other hand, we also need to take care of the safety of our employees and workers who were working out there on the field, right? So in this sense, for us, we're very important to adjust all our systems and technologies to being able to monitor, constant monitoring all the different resources that we're working in the water supply cycle, and also to ensure that the different incidents that we can have in the water support network were managed in a timely manner to ensure that the water is getting there where it is needed.
Yeah, and so Frank, in January, you launched a pilot project kind of really focusing on this, thinking about how you can deliver a quicker service to your customers, so ensuring that anyone who's stuck at home always has access to clean, high-quality water. So can you tell me a little bit more about your pilot project?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we launched a pilot for our new GOTA platform. GOTA stands for Work Order Management for the Water Cycle in Spanish. And the idea was to put in place a platform who manage not only the assignment and execution of the different work orders within the water cycle, but also the improvement and optimization of all the operations in this sense. And when I say that, I say the planning, the optimization of routing, all the different elements that take place in the water supply. So with GOTA, we cover both the planning and the assignment and execution of the different corrective and preventive maintenance in the water cycle, and also the management of materials and different consumption material that all the workers working outside giving support to the network, they needed to do that work, right? So the idea was to put in place a platform, an integrated and complete platform that we call GOTA, for example, in order to have a whole view, an integrated and fully integrated view of the different elements that are taking place in the operations and maintenance of the water networks and sanitation networks facilities, right? So we designed a pilot in different locations here in Spain. One of them is, for example, Palma de Mallorca, that probably you may know. In Palma de Mallorca, we have a very big population from foreigner people who have vacation houses here in Palma and also who spend long period of vacations. So we need to ensure for them also the access to the different water elements and the access to the water, right? So based on all this, we use technology actually to being able to have this fully integrated view and to ensure a timely and quick answer to the different incidents that we can have during this period in terms of water supply. For example, failures in the water networks or breaks in the water networks that avoid in some way to get the water to the different populations and to the hospital and health institutions.
That's really an incredible project, and I think you have so much experience with Salesforce. We kind of think of you as one of our trailblazers, as a Salesforce pioneer at your business. And Acciona has been partnering with Salesforce for the past 6 years. So Frank, can you tell us a little bit about what led you to choose Salesforce when you were selecting a partner to drive your vision of customer experience?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we start our Salesforce journey 6 years ago here in Acciona. Initially, we implement in a group level a business development CRM tool based on Salesforce at that time. And the idea was to consolidate all the different business development activities across the different divisions and businesses in Acciona Group, not only water, but also in construction, energy, facility management, and so on. And I think by that time, the different kind of criteria that we take into consideration to choose Salesforce as our companion, our partner for implementing all the customer service and all the commercial and business development tools were basically the solid and the cloud offering and scalability of the platform that Salesforce offers to us, right? On the other hand, a complete suite of different features and functionality that covers the whole commercial cycle, from the marketing and the initial engagement with the potential customer to the final post-sales and customer service, right? And also in the case of Acciona Agua, as I was mentioning before, actually the field service management, that is kind of a tangential but no direct service to the customers, right? So having all this functionality, all these cycles in one platform and having it in a out of the box way allow us to deliver this project in a better period of time, in a timely manner, right? And the time to market of the project were really good. After that, we start using Salesforce to cover specific processes in each one of the different businesses. Like I was saying, here in water, for the field service and the operations and maintenance of the water networks, right? And in other businesses also. So I think Salesforce is for us our key partner in everything related to sales, to commercial, to customer service, and because we at the end we are having everything in just one place, in one channel, and fully integrated with the rest of the application of Acciona.
Thank you, Frank. And it's so great to hear how you've been able to partner with Salesforce to deliver on that vision that you have and really use our platform in order to scale throughout your business. And you're sort of touching on really thinking about that customer experience. And Joe mentioned earlier that delivering and developing a world-class customer experience is becoming increasingly important. So, Frank, how are you thinking about customer service within the end-to-end customer experience?
Well, I think customer service is one of the points in the whole customer experience or customer journey process, right? But I think it's the most critical part because it starts with the engagement with the customer and the sales, but also after that, all the interactions and all the engagement and all the loyalty that you can get from the customer is given during this phase of customer service. So I think it's critical, and for me and for us here in Acciona Agua is the most critical part or piece within the customer experience cycle, right? So in this case, for us has been very important to come with technology and solutions that can help us to give a better customer service and at the end a better customer experience to our customers, right? And in this sense, the idea having always have a complete 360 view of all our customer base, and in this sense, give the feel to our customer that we are close to them, that we work with them, that we work for them, and that they are in the middle of our business as the most important piece for our business. So in this case, customer service for us has been kind of the pillar to define and to implement and to deploy our customer experience approach here in Acciona Agua.
And so, Frank, as you talk about having that customer really at the center of everything you do and making sure you have that 360 view of the customer so that you can deliver that great experience, can you give us a little bit of insight into what's next on your roadmap and how you plan to get there? How do you see Salesforce fitting into that journey?
Well, in fact, I mean, as I was mentioning before, Salesforce is now one of the pillars for our what we call commercial and customer portfolio initiative here in Acciona Agua and also in Acciona Group, right? As of today, is covering all the operations related to the field service that at the end impact and are very important for the final customer service provisioning, right? But not only that, I mean, we are also defining a new initiative in our digital transformation plan. One of the things that we are going to be considering is to renew and to evolve our current commercial platform, you know, our current sales and commercial platform for Acciona Agua services, right? And in this sense, of course, Salesforce is one of the of the key options that we are analyzing for this project, because as I was mentioning before, it's giving us the opportunity to have a complete view of our customer base and a complete view of our customer and commercial and service processes, from the initial marketing piece until the end customer service and new customer opportunities that we can have. And this is not only putting in place for the consumer to business to consumer cycle, like we do when we provisioning water to the different citizens, right? But also for the business to business. We also have the other part of the business that I was mentioning, the EPC, engineering, procurement, and construction, where we work with institutions and all these country administrations, right? To build, construct, design, and also operate water treatment plants, for example, right? So in this sense, our customers in this case are more businesses, and also Salesforce is for us a key kind of options and one of the critical options to also ensure this business to business cycle within the whole commercial spectrum in Acciona Agua.
Great. Thank you so much. And of course, we're very excited to partner with you throughout your journey as you look forward to continuing to deliver great service and great field service across your business. And Frank, it has been such a joy to have this time to talk to you, because you have so much experience both in thinking about that customer vision and also a lot of experience now in running a field service operation during a time of crisis. So I couldn't wrap up this interview without asking you, are there any lessons that you've learned or anything that you can share with our viewers that you think might help them as they think about their journey with Salesforce?
Well, I think from a learning point of view, I mean, there are 2 points that we learn and we keep kind of having that in the top of our minds, right? Is first of all, keep focus on the service of the product that you have to deliver during this crisis period. In our case, it's the water that we need to supply to the environment, to the citizens, to the hospitals, right? And on the other hand, also take care of the safety conditions that your workers and your employees have to be during this crisis period, health crisis period, right? So in this sense, for us, were very important to keep all these 2 elements together in one kind of place or platform, right? To ensure the constant monitoring of these 2 elements, you know, where how the water is getting there and how our workers are working on the streets to ensure that the water or any kind of incident in the water network is being solved, right? So once we set up these 2 elements as the critical things and the focus, we define which were the aspects that are going to ensure us to keep these 2 elements on the top and in a good manner, right? So having timely operations, constant monitoring, constant communications, and in this sense, we learned that having a platform that allows us to do a quick deployment, a quick implementation, and minimum viable product to face all the different changes that we were having during the adjustment to the new normal, as we say here. So in this sense, it was very important to have a kind of a platform very focused on configuration, not only in codification of software, and in this case, something that needs to be adjusted in a quickly manner to all the different changes that we were having from the government. For example, there was some period of time that we were said that there is not allowed to have more than 1 technicians in the different trucks, doing services. So the platform have to be quick enough to be adjusted to all these different parameters, be kind of represented, and continue giving the right service to the society and to the people.
Thank you, Frank. I think those are great lessons. Stay focused on your purpose and your goal, always take care of your employees, that especially when your field service workers are out in the field. I think that's number one. And then choose the right technology, something that is agile and easy to adapt, especially when we're in a time of such dramatic change.
Right.
So, Frank, it's been so great to have you today. Thank you so much. This has been very insightful for me, and I'm sure for all of our viewers. And it's just been great to catch up with you. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much to you guys. Thank you to Salesforce for giving me this opportunity. I think it's important to share all these, as you were saying, all these learnings. And because at the end, all this sharing is important for the whole humanity. I mean, the only way to get out of this crisis is to work all the humanity together to see if we can overcome this problematic period.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Thank you so much, Frank. It's been a pleasure. And I'm going to hand back over to Joe, who's going to wrap up our session. Over to you, Joe.
Thank you both so much for the really insightful interview. Really, really enjoyed that. And what an incredible story. And amazing to see the different ways that Acciona Agua have adapted to ensure the access to clean, running water for the whole Spanish population, whilst ensuring the utmost safety for their technicians.